blurb. The blurb is your key to conversion. People might check your product page out because you have a cool cover. It hits exactly what they're looking for, but the blurb is what sells them. And I'm a big fan of on the Amazon product page, what's above the fold, above what read more. Sometimes that read more has high power too. Click read more, you get all kinds of extra stuff that you can then close the deal, make the sale. Shut that down. All right. So what is a blurb? It is an ad. It's ad copy. It is not a synopsis. It is not a prologue. It is not, don't overwhelm with names. You don't have to teach them about the world you've created. You don't have to do any of that. What you have to do is you have to sell them that this is a great story. That's the mindset you need to maintain when you're writing your blurb. I write my blurb as I'm writing the book. That way, as I come across really sexy tagline or an idea, that's what goes in there. The tagline, that's what will carry you through your story. That's what will carry the book for years and years. It could be. Like one of mine is A Cat and His Human Minions. That's all I need to say. Hey, cool. That's cool. It's a space adventure. Okay, little Gamma World-ish, little justice, and some intelligent animals. Hey, all good. A Cat and His Human Minions. Good enough. So that works well. Tagline is your key. That's your first line. You hit them heavy with what you have, and you move them forward. So it'll be ambiguous. A Cat and His Human Minions is ambiguous as you can get. But it's like hope and change as a tagline. Look at that! Oh my God, I believe in that, and people will move forward. One click buy. That's what you're looking for. Start with why a reader should care. Now, this is let me use one of Michael Anderle's taglines. Everything you think you know about vampires is wrong. Now, this is a great one, and that's his 21 book series that has sold fabulously well. Great tagline. That's how you start. And understand that the first book, it is so critical to get that blurb right, but you can rewrite it every day if you want. Later blurbs, when you get to the 10th book, the blurb isn't what's selling the book. The 9th book is what has sold the 10th book. So like on the 10th blurb, I'll say, hey, this is more of the same. Hey, it's a great story. You're going to love it. And turn it loose, and they sell fine. That first book, the blurb has to close the deal because this is what you're trying to get people into your series. If it's a standalone, it has to close the deal all by itself. Ad copy. Keep in mind, it's not a synopsis. It's not a prologue. It's like, hey, here's what this story is about. Bullshit. Don't use any of that. This is a great thing. You're going to be wowed by the events that take place here. There's going to be epic battles. Okay. Make the sale. Ambiguous. Here's one that has converted really, really well for me. It's a lot longer than what I usually like for taglines, but this has converted really well. With a vision of a world free from war, one man and a cat set out to make their fortune. This is the same one, A Cat and His Human Minions. So on the complete box set, I put A Cat and His Human Minions as the subtitle, and I put this as the lead-in tagline. So that's a lot of information above the fold. If you go to Kindlepreneur, the blurb generator, you take an H4 that covers almost the entire above the fold part. And that's okay because it converts really well. Great covers, complete set. Complete set is another magic word. But do not think of your blurb as anything related to your book besides the emotional triggers. What you want is you want to get into people's heads and make them feel good, make them feel afraid if you're selling horror, make them feel energized if you're selling military science fiction or even military history, and get them to say, yes, I like this. And ambiguous. The only way they're going to get these questions answered, what this book really is about, is by buying the book and reading it. Will they survive? A lot of people end with a question or start with a question. Some things are overdone, such as how could it go wrong? Okay, this is overdone. You see that a lot. So try to avoid that. Try to avoid stuff that's cliche. But what about a man and his cat setting out to make their fortune? Who cares if a cat makes a fortune? Hey, interesting. Interesting, ambiguous, ad copy. You're just trying to get them to take a look at the book. They'll figure it out once they get inside. So absolutely limit your names. When you see a first line, the tagline that starts off with a name, and then all of a sudden it's got a city on a planet, and you've got all these things. You've got names with apostrophes in them, and it's almost unreadable. Don't do that. An interesting character is doing something fantabulous on planet Rock Lobster. You have to read this. Okay, ad copy. Get them in. It's like a good cover. Good cover does not have to have a scene from the book. Just has to be interesting enough and ambiguous enough to get the people into the book. All right, 6 minutes. Spent too long. All right, thank you. That's the start. We'll talk more about blurbs. There's a lot of stuff to talk about blurbs, but interesting, ambiguous, ad copy. You're just trying to sell the book. You're not trying to answer any questions. All you want to do is leave them with questions. They have to read the book to answer them. That's your goal. All right, everybody, have a great day.